My name is Kevin. Welcome to my shop. Any of you that follow me on Facebook know that for the last couple of weeks, well, about 5 weeks, I've been doing some pen blanks that are multicolored and they look like stained glass. They look awesome. Not just because I'm doing it, but I think they look really amazing. Okay, pat myself on the back, yes. Okay, really, they look really good. I don't have one readily available, but here you go. Here's one that I did in red, purple, and blue, and it turned out really great. And the same one, a little different area of the blank, and turned out pretty amazing. And this was all by making an accident. Guys, a lot of people, women included, asking me, how do you do that? I sent out some pictures on Facebook kind of showing what I'm doing, but I'm going to go through real quick. Well, my videos are never real quick, but I'm going to go into detail how I do this. So stick around and if you guys are making pens now and buying your blanks out of wood and out of resin, and you decide, oh, I'm going to buy resin and I'm going to do this myself. Well, let me tell you, there's so much that's involved with this, it's crazy. Here, let me get in the picture first. You have to have the resin, and the resin is about $180 for 2 gallons or 1.5 gallons, depending on which one you're using. Whether it is an epoxy or a product like Alumilite. Then you have to have molds to pour stuff into, the Alumilite or the resin. We'll go with the resin. You have to have several different molds like this, and they're readily available all over the internet online from several different pen selling companies. You can make your own out of tubes, like I got this idea from Zach Higgins. He's an amazing guy. You got to watch his videos. So you need resin, something to put the resin into. Then once the resin, you've decided on the material, then you've got to have dyes and micas, which is a powder that makes a color, to make different colors of what you're making. You mix that up, then you have to have a timer so that you don't go past your time, because with Alumilite, I get about 13 minutes of working time in my shop, and if you go past that, then it starts to get hard and you lose an entire batch. These are just over pours, but you can end up with a block in a cup like this. And trust me, I've had the phone ring and start talking to somebody on the phone and end up with a clear cup full of resin that's hard. And that is an expensive loss. Cups. So you have resin, colors, cups to put it in, molds to pour that into. Then, once you do that, you have to have a pressure pot if you're using Alumilite, because the pressure pot, as the name implies, sorry about that, oh, my camera's loose. It takes a changes the atmospheric pressure around the mold and it compresses the bubbles so your blanks come out clear. Now you have everything poured in the mold, all your colors, everything the way you want it. You're watching the clock. You run over, you put your stuff in the pressure pot, you tighten it down. Now you need an air compressor to apply the pressure to the pot. So I have an old air compressor that I bought at an auction. It's nothing fancy, but it is a 2-stage compressor and it works really good. It pumps to about 100 psi and I only go to 40 psi when I do the pressure on my molds. Then I let my molds sit in the pressure pot for overnight. I do it usually in the afternoon, and the next morning, like today, I take it out of the pressure pot, look and see what I have. Then I let it harden till the next day, and then I cut up the blanks. I let those set for about 3 or 4 days before I sell them, for about a week before you turn it, not to turn them until they're hard. What I'm showing today, I'm sorry, I got a million things going on and I want to make sure I get it all to you guys and I get sidetracked. What do you do first? If you're like 90% of the guys or gals that have started pouring a resin, you add one color, put it in a pressure pot, bring it out the next day, and you cut it up. Oh, and that's the next thing. You can have a cheap table saw, you can have a cheap band saw, but you need some way to cut your blanks if you're pouring the blanks in a solid mold. And this is an undivided mold. If you're pouring in that, you need a way to cut it. Doing in a mold like this, it's already separated, and this is HDPE, and this is the greatest mold anybody ever came out with. This is awesome. This thing, I tell you what, once you find out how many ounces or how many grams you need to fill it, man, this thing, whoever started producing these, my hat's off to you. And I got this one from Turner's Warehouse. Great guy to deal with and great place to get stuff. All right. There's also these silicone molds, and they're great. I've used this for about 3 years, but after a point, I don't know if you can see it, but they start to fall apart. They get the mold will stick to the blank when you pull it out, and you get big holes in the bottom or big chips, and then your blanks don't look so good, and then they deform and they move around. Not a bad place to start, but they just they wear out and you got to replace them. To show how I make these stained glass blanks. It's a lot of fun. It's really easy, and they come out looking amazing. And I get back to the workbench here. First, I need my scale. Then I need a cup. Place cup on scale with it off, so when you turn it on, it's zeroed out. And I'm going to be using Alumilite Clear Slow. That's side B. That is side A. I apply my side B first. I don't know if that's correct or not. Turn on the scale. It zeroes out. Hey Google, set timer for 13 minutes. All right, 8 ounces of side B. And 8 ounces of side A. Alright. We have our Alumilite, and if you look, it's very cloudy. So I'm going to take my spatula and stir for 2 or 3 minutes. Here's my mold, stoner demolder. Just whistle while you work. FYI, I did not know this, but did you know that only 15% of people in the world can whistle? I always thought everybody could whistle. My dad whistled, my mom whistled, my grandpa whistled. I can whistle. My wife, she couldn't whistle if she tried. I find that rather peculiar. There's a lot of little bubbles in there, but those will go away once it's in the pressure pot. Okay, now check our time. Hey Google, how much time's remaining? Hey Google, how much time is left? Analogy, I wished I had a timer with a setting on it and I could push just a button.
Something went wrong. Try again in a few seconds.
Hey Google, you suck.
Try again in a few seconds.
Excuse me, I've got to unplug Google. Hey Google, are you there?
Hi, what can I do for you?
Hey Google, set timer for 8 minutes.
Second timer for 8 minutes. And that's starting now.
Resin mixed thoroughly, and it's clear except for the bubbles. I have to sit here and wait, and this is the hardest part for me. I hate just waiting for stuff to occur. Might I suggest that you wear gloves, or you'll end up with resin all over your fingers. And the stuff is impossible to get off. Hey Google, how much time is remaining?
You have 2 timers. The 10-minute timer is running with 1 minute and 22 seconds to go, and the 8-minute timer is running with 6 minutes and 18 seconds.
Alright, now the reason I keep grabbing the cup is because the temperature will warm up and then it will actually get hot. If it gets hot, your time is limited. Alright, since I'm an impatient person, I'm going to take red dye and I'm going to put 1 drop. And then I've got blue and I'm going to put 2 drops. Then I have green. And I'm going. Okay, Google, stop timer. 2 drops of green. No black today. And then regular blue. 1 drop. Purple. 1 drop. And orange. 1 massive drop. And yellow. Uh-oh, got 2 drops of yellow. Now what do I do? Just throw it away and start over? No. So, now, if you look, the drops are settling to the bottom. And on my timer, I have 1 minute left from my 13 minutes I set. So, this is getting extremely warm. So what I'm going to do, turn the mold upside down, bring the cup into the mold, and I'm going to flip it. Oh, maybe I can flip it without spilling it all over everywhere. And now it's flipped. All right, now I'm going to spin this, and then here's the trick. Gently, very slowly pull the cup up and wipe off your spatula. Wipe off your spatula, or it will harden and be tough to get off. Now, popsicle stick, and very gently, come on. I'm going to stir 1 time. I'm going to start here, go around, and like that, and that's it. This time I want the colors to come through. I want them to all be seen. I found out yesterday, or the day before yesterday, if I stir too much, then I lose my colors. So, with that being done, there's what I ended up with. And I put the extra purple in this one because people like purple. I now place the mold in the pressure pot, check it for level. Good there. That. Grab my air hose. PSI. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like what I just demonstrated, if I did it in a appealing way, a way that you can connect with, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. If there's something you think I left out, tell me and I'll try it again. So I really like to try and help people out. So thanks everybody. Bye-bye.